Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another live stream. We will continue with some cool stuff. I mean, interesting stuff for the Spotify app that I was written with Angular before. So today we have Chau will join us, and we will go through the testing component store because
Yeah.
there's I was utilizing component store under some component and. The interesting part is always testing, and of course I'm not the guy who write a lot of unit tests. My friend Joe, he know about it, so that's why here today to help me on that. And yeah, without further delay, let's get started.
Okay.
So basically, okay, let me run the project again so you guys can all has the look into it. The structure of project is the same, so we has one app which is Spotify. There's a web folder. I mean, the lib here, it should name Angular Spotify, but I was just too lazy. So I just name it web, and then there's a lot of feature folder behind, under the web directory. So there's a few component that was utilizing the component store, and if you don't like, yeah, I mean, you haven't used it, basically the component store is gonna tie to a component. Is it lifecycle? No.
Yes. Not
Yeah,
not lives. Yeah.
not lifecycle.
You can call it life cycle, but it could be timeline.
Oh yeah. So basically, when the component initialize, the component store is also get in it, and then when the component is destroy, the data in the store, the component store is also gone. So it's not like storing anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
So we will look into the playlist. So that is a playlist. Basically, it will has the playlist detail. Just a sec, let me open this. Always have some drawing easier. So always there's a playlist detail and the playlist track. So there's two pieces of data, which is actually I forgot how I store the data, but you could expect there's two pieces of data we're storing in the component store itself. Um, and the component was this one, I think, playlist component ts, and you can see there's a playlist store linked to this playlist component. And yeah, so we can start from this component. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we're gonna test the playlist store. Right.
Yes.
Is this Angular 12, right?
Yeah, I think it's running on Angular 12.
Cool. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is let's go ahead and create a playlist store spec.ts. So playlist.store.spec.ts.
List.store.spec.ts. Okay.
Yep. All right, now we have this file. So now the next thing I want you to do is to install a package. And that package is, give me a second.
Sure.
This one. Sent in the private chat.
Oh.
Yep. So why do we need this package? So testing component store is testing a lot of observable, basically, because everything inside component store is stream. We work with reactive pattern here in the component store, or utilizing the component store. So we're going to be testing a lot of observables, and there are many ways to test observables. One of those, one of the most, I guess, popular one is to use the marble diagram. And marble diagram is hard. I mean, it's useful, but it's hard to use. Or you can use something like ObservableSpy. ObservableSpy makes testing observable a lot easier, which we can get into testing it right now. So just go ahead and install that. You can install it. Yeah, you can install that as a dev dependency. So, and by the way, ObservableSpy is created by Shai. So he's known for, I guess, Angular testing guy. So
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
It was focusing on testing part.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I think it's take some time.
It would take some time. Yep.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to look for the IHS test, right? Is it NgRx testing? Is it? There's a document inside.
Yep. So this one is for the store. If you expand the component store, on the left-hand side,
Components. Yes, there's.
there should be testing in here. If not, then
I don't think there's a testing.
so basically, testing component store is just like testing in the other service. So
Yeah, I remember there's a marble somewhere here. No.
yep, there's one somewhere in here. If you look for marble, right there, yeah. So you can have you can test with marbles. A diagram. Basically, you
This thing.
you describe the marble, which is so can you look up like NgRx documentation and look for like one operator. Look for I guess
map?
like debounce time or map, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Go for that, and now go to the yep, that one. Actually, look for the debounce time. Yeah. So that's the marble diagram right there. A, B, C, D. That's the marble diagram. So think about it this way: you want to test. Let's say you want to test this debounce operator, right? And that's your marble diagram A, C, D in that time frame. So you can construct the marble diagram like the ACD, like the bottom one, and then you test against that. So when you run a stream, like the input is that A, B, C, D. So that's the input, and then you have this debounce operator, and you want to test the debounce operator. You would expect the output diagram will be A, C, D with the value A, C, D. So it requires you to think in terms of like stream, time, a lot.
Yep.
But this is a marble diagram. So the image in the graphics is a marble diagram. Right. So if you look at this on line 29 there, that's A, and then the pipe, which means that it emits A and then it completes. Right. And so then they say A false, which means that the value of A is false. So when you pass in you pass in this marble diagram with that value, you're saying I expect this observable to emit one value false, and then it will complete. Yeah, so that's what it is.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think get the idea behind. So you need to describe your stream.
Yep.
So now I think this is finished.
Cool.
Sorry.
All right, now let's just start with the test now.
Just close it. Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing we want to write is describe. Right.
Oh, okay.
All right. So describe needs a name, right, and a function. Then for the name, you can use whatever name you want, but I usually use the name of the class I'm testing.
Okay, so I just take back the playlist.
Yep, you take that, and don't do that. Do playlist store.name.
Okay. Oh, I see. So
yep.
We import it and then take the name.
You're gonna have to import it anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. But somehow it just doesn't like it. I don't know. It's anyway. Playlist. It should no. I mean, it's just relatively in the same folder. Why it doesn't work? No chance.
Maybe because of the test config for the test.
Maybe. Let's see. Okay. Then. Okay. That's so weird. So take the name here.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I always do that for unit testing. Like what class or what service or what component I'm testing, I'm import that and then use a name instead of like writing the hard-coded name.
Yeah, that's an interesting tip.
Yep. All right. So now the next thing is we want to, I guess, declare some variables. The first variable will be that store. So I would do just let store
Okay,
and the type it will be that playlist store.
that's true.
Oh, GitHub Copilot.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting. Okay. All right, now let's take a look at the playlist store to see if it has any dependency.
So go back to Play Store. You has where's the construct? I think I put it at the end. Oh wow. Okay.
All right, we're gonna have to mark all of that.
Okay. So there's playlist, player API, then playlist
Yep.
API.
All right. Yeah. So can you do like multi-cursor?
Of course. Like where?
All that 5 lines. Yep, and copy all the classes, just the class.
Just a class.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Okay.
Yep, and copy those. Go back to the spec file. Yep,
Okay.
and write let. And paste that.
Paste that.
Yep, and do multi-cursor on these.
Okay.
Do let marked.
Mark something new, right?
Yep.
Oh, so we just take the first one.
Yep. So now, is this jest? This is jest, right?
Yeah.
So give me 1 second for jest. Let me see. I have adjustment here. I'm using adjustment for component store. So why is that? Components. Oh, this is my demo. Give me 1 second. Component store playground. Component store playground. Do you have component store playground?
I don't think I have it locally.
That's fine.
Maybe
That's
I
fine.
maybe.
That's fine. That's fine. I have it. Looking for it right now.
Actually, I have. No. I think I need to download it sometime.
No, I got it. Found it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be somewhere here, but
All right.
here is it the component store playground? This one?
Yeah, I found it. Never mind.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it's not the last it. Anyway.
Yep, that's fine. So for jest, they have interesting. I'm using something else to grade service. I'm using spine object. What is the type? So for jest, do you happen to know what is the type of something we mock? Can you go back to the spec? Can you go back to the spec file?
Yes.
Can you do? Yeah, just do one type for this one. Do jest dot.
Just
Dot, and let's walk on. There's a mock or something.
Let's see. Mocks contact instant. Maybe?
There's a mock. Mock provider spy on mock provider.
There's not a lot of stuff, yeah.
Is there like a spy object?
Spy? Instant. There's a spy instant.
Spies instance. Let's go back to this later. Let's go back to the type later. I don't forget. I don't remember what type it is.
Yes,
Right. So now, yeah, just that. All right. Now go. Now you're gonna have a before each. Actually, you're gonna have a setup method, a function,
Setup.
a function called setup. Yeah.
So just do const like setup?
No, do function. Don't. I hate that. You do function setup.
Okay. Then okay. Me? Yeah.
Yep. So for the mock player API service, do mock player API service.
Wow, see. It's look cool,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, it is cool.
Oh, nice.
It is cool. Yeah, but that's how you're gonna do it in with Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So Technically, we do the same, but we need to do like with the chest one.
So yeah, Jest doesn't have create spy object. So Jest doesn't have that. So what you can do is do mock player API service now.
Okay. Then okay, whatever. Just this one. So I need to do a new.
So it's gonna be just an object.
Oh, okay.
For Jest, it's just gonna be an object, and for all of these, it will be just an object.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just an object for now. Like empty.
Yep, just object for now. But for the player API service now, what method or what property are you using from the player API service?
Eh? Oh, player API dot something. So there's toggle play and
Toggle play and play.
Yep.
All right. Now go back to this. So you're gonna do toggle play. It's gonna be jest.function.
Just.function. That one.
Yep, that's one. Is it? Yeah, it is a function. You call it. Yep. Do the same thing for play. Okay, so this is how you mark a function with jest.
Okay.
All right. Now let's do the same thing for playlist API service. Now find what you're using and mark it.
Okay. Playlist API dot. No. Again, I just inject it for. But that's weird. Okay. That's the
get by ID and what else?
This one. Only one. There's only one.
All right. Just get by ID. All right. Go ahead and mark that function. Get by ID. Just.function.
Okay. Copilot Skyward.
All right. Activated route.
Probably just the param.
Just the params. Yeah. Figure.
Maybe.
So just route dot.
Yeah. Param.
All right. So for params, it's going to be a little bit different. So go back to the store. Go back to the spec file. Before the function setup. Let's create a let mock activated route params or whatever name you think makes sense for you.
Yeah, that's look.
It's going to be a replay subject.
Okay, replay
subject of type params.
Param?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never really like import this type before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Is that just double check that that's the type from Angular router?
Yeah, it's look fine.
Yep. All right. So now inside of the function setup,
Yes.
on line 15, like before you set up your service, we're gonna do mark activated route params equals a new replay subject. We instantiate that replay subject inside the setup function. So this way we make sure that on every test we have a new instance of everything. So replay subject of params, and you pass in number 1.
1.
Yep. Now go back to the activated route. When go inside the activated route.
You mean
on line 24? On line 24. Yep. Inside that, do params.
Wow,
Yep.
that's it.
Skip that. Yep. That's it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, actually, do as observable for the route params. All right. So now, did you see what we're doing here? We want to have a replay subject for any observables that we want to mark, and then when we want to test something before we actually set up the test, we can just say mark activated route params next, and next whatever you want, so that you get your service in the state that you want to test. You can just not next anything, so that it's undefined, that params will never fire, and then you can test the case where you don't have the params, or you can just next undefined, or you can just next whatever you want to get into the state you want to test.
Interesting.
Yep. Now the mock store is a little bit different. The mock store is the global store. So just go ahead and open up documentation of NgRx testing. Right, using a mock store. That's what we're going to do. Just go to that.
Yeah. Oh, actually here it's already okay.
Yep. So It's not gonna be this. Just let's store mock store with there.
So we need to do provide mock store with some initial state. Basically.
No, that's no online high. We're not gonna use provide mock store
Okay.
because we're not using the test bed.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that will be your type for your mock store. The mock
So this
store.
one. Oh,
Yep.
Okay. So we just use mock store. So we can just put a type here.
Yep. Put the type of that one, mock store.
Doesn't work.
It's from NgRx store testing.
I know. Sometimes I was just too lazy.
Right. So instead of provide mock store, there's a get mock store, I think, function.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep. Okay. Now inside the setup function, instead of the empty array, empty object to get mock store.
Wow. What's it?
That's wrong though.
Yes, that's wrong. But I mean, they know what to expect. What is interesting? They know that we are gonna call the function.
Yeah. Call that function. That's the function that you're gonna have to call, and inside of that, I think you have to pass in initial state or something. So it's gonna be an object inside that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna be an object with initial state. All right. Now, the initial state can just be an empty.
Yeah, for now.
For now. And what are you using the mock store in here for? Oh, I mean, what are you using the store inside of playlist store?
I need to check. So I need to select a few stuff, and then I this part of action.
Which one are you?
So I select a few things, and
don't use the pipe select. Use the select method.
Oh yeah. Oh wow! I thought the select was duplicated and then they changed it to pipe.
They put back the select method.
Oh no chance.
The reason for it is that it doesn't make sense to pipe select with anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
So they just put back the select method.
Okay, here it's also not very consistent because I was using both. Okay, I just remove it.
Yeah, just use select. Yeah.
But it worked the same.
Yep, it worked the same thing, went the same way. Now, what else do you need?
I just do select and dispatch.
No, I mean, the dispatch in the select will be available on the mock store. What we want to know is we want to mock the selectors.
Okay, so I select.
So that's your local store, right?
So that is select this.
So that you need that get playlist tracks loading. All right, so go back to the playlist store. Go back to the playlist store. I mean the spec file, the test file. Right. All right. Okay. Go open up the documentation.
Oh.
Look up using mock selectors.
Just give me a moment. I need to turn off the sound somewhere. Okay, just mute it. Go back to the documentation. You let me turn it off. Okay, yeah.
On the right hand side, you will see using a mock selector.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to use. So we're going to mock the selectors to set the result of the selector into the state that we want.
Okay, so here they has the select book, and then they just take the book out, I think, and then they probably need to mock this somehow.
Yeah. So go back to your test. Outside of the setup function. And by the way, add a new line between line 13 and line 14. So we want to separate the services, the dependency injection, and the properties. So on line 16, add a new line.
That's something.
Add a new line, just a new line.
Oh, just a new line. Okay.
All right. So now do let
okay.
let mock the name of your selector.
I think is it like this one?
Yeah, playlist. Yeah, get the whole thing. So we'll grab that. I forget the type, but we'll get back to the type later. So inside the setup function,
Yes. Yeah.
go down to after all of this. You go to the end of the setup function.
And
Right before the store, before line 36. Yep.
Yeah.
Do mock store
Store.
dot override selector.
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be functional. So we call it with something.
We call it with the get list selector, the get list selector, not the mock, the true one, the right one. Yeah.
Oh,
Get list.
Whatever. Okay. Let's see.
I think you have get
yeah.
playlist. Yep, right there. Get playlist tracks loading, right?
Then I need to do pass
Now, get playlist tracks loading. No, you don't pass in the mock. You're gonna pass in the value that you want to override. So what is the loading? What is the loading return?
I think it's just maybe true and false.
Then let's just,
Boolean. Yeah.
Then just do a boolean, true or false, instead of an object.
Okay, so it's just true then.
Yep, and then you need to import that.
This is gonna work. Oh, nice.
So let's check what the type of the override selector. I mean the return type of that. It's going to be a memory selector of Boolean. So go ahead and type your mock selector.
This one.
Yep. So it's going to be a Boolean. Yeah.
Then it's imported.
It's not Boolean. It's something and then Boolean. So can you do any Boolean? Any Boolean?
Something like that?
No, any and then the second type parameter.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
So the any is the state of the store, like the app state, but we don't really have that. So it's fine.
Yep.
Right. So now go down to that override selector. Go down. Yep. That line. Assign that override selector to your mock.
I think okay, like this.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep, just like that. And now do the same thing with all the selectors we're using.
Okay. So this all select the second one is get playlist.
I'm not sure how to do the selector with the parameter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think I store an array or something or the map, and then I'll just give in the ID.
So it's going to be a function that returns a memory selector.
Yeah, I guess. Get playlist. Okay, we just
the playlist.
Okay. So we just create a new.
Actually, let's just select. Let's just mark the actual selector instead of the function. To go back to the store where you use that.
Okay. Right here. No, not.
Yep. So here the get playlist is just a function that returns the actual selector. And this function takes in the playlist ID, and the playlist ID is actually the params, but we already have the params marked, which means that we can just mark the actual selector, and then whenever we change the mark, the params mark replace subject, we will use the same value for the selector. So it's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So go back to the playlist selector.ts. We're gonna mark that get playlist map.
Oh, we need this thing.
Yep.
Okay. So I go back to the store, and then I need to have the map somewhere.
We're gonna mark it. Or you gonna mark it.
Okay, so I put it here, no?
Yeah, we're gonna mark, like we're gonna do let mark get playlist map, right?
Playlist map, okay.
And there's gonna be a memory selector of any, and the type will be the map.
I think it's
So
gonna be. I forgot. Maybe it's gonna be map the string to.
oh, interesting. I think what you want to do. No, what you want to do. Fuck. That's not easy to mark because you need that playlist ID anyway, right?
I know.
You need that playlist ID, and that's a new selector that's gonna get returned. How do we mark that? How do we mark that? Interesting.
Of course.
Yeah.
Can we just like has a playlist map with basically just a value and then no. It's like
Let's see.
hard-coded value.
Let's see. Let's worry about that later. Let's remove like 20.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Let's just keep going. All right. What other selector are you using?
Let's see. Go back to this store.select. Oh, okay. So I need the playlist state, the whole thing. Which is weird. Why do I need the whole thing? Oh. Okay. Oh, so the playlist state has the map. I think so. Okay, if you go look into the playlist state, it's basically I'm not sure if it's the good way to do the caching thing, but I just have a map of like all of the playlists that I already load on the UI, and then when you go back to the same URL, I just not call the function again, call the API server again. So I take the whole thing, I check if inside the map there is a playlist, and then if there's no playlist, and then I start to do the rest, like go to server and catch it. If not, I'll just don't do anything because I do filter, and as long as this thing have something, and then I just return.
Okay. Right. So go ahead and do get playlist state.
Mock. It's gonna get interesting.
Yeah.
What is it?
The params is interesting for sure.
By the way, there's some question. Maybe we can look into some of them. So let's just do this. Mock get playlist state, and then okay, we just do any for now. Actually, I know what the type is, so let's go back to the like selectors or what this. When it's big, there's too many things. So let's go back here, go inside, playlist state. And then where's spec file? Here. This thing, something like that.
Okay.
I'll do the same. Okay, playlist state. Just equal to mouse store dot NgRx selector. Wow. They know what I want.
Yeah. So instead of an empty object, you can use the initial state of your playlist state, right?
Yes, technically yes, but I think I don't.
Do you export that?
I don't think so. Let's see.
That.
Inside. No.
Yep, you have that, but you don't. Yeah, export it. Go ahead and export it. Technically, I don't like. So this is side note. I don't like initialize the map with no. I prefer doing a new map.
Oh.
So
actually, I thought about it.
So you don't have to check for no, because I mean a new map is a new map.
That's true. Yeah. That's why I have this question mark, because technically it could be no.
Yeah, I mean, should it be no though? Should it be no? I mean, an empty map, you can always check for an empty map, right? Should it be no? So like map or set, I always initialize it with like an empty, like a new map or new set. Same thing for array. I always initialize the array with an empty array. Same thing with a record. I always initialize the record with an empty object. But that's side note. That's side note.
okay.
You can go back to the test now.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought about it, but then I just decided to do it no. Why is it? So go back to the spec file.
Yeah. Go back to the spec file.
So we need to do this initial state.
No. Instead of the object, just pass in the initial state.
Yeah, that's right. Initial state.
Make sure you get it from the playlist.
Is it that one?
I hope so.
I guess, yeah.
And one more thing that you can make it clearer is go up to the import of the initial state.
Oh, yeah.
And change the name of that playlist initial state, right?
Playlist initial state. Okay.
Yeah. Do you hate testing now? We haven't got to one test yet. We're
No,
just setting up.
I think the setup part is always take time.
The setup is taking time, and actually, if your test is efficient or not, it really depends on the setup. Right. So now go back to the store again. Like, what else do you use? What selector do you use?
Seems like there's a lot.
It's fine. I mean, in the real app,
that's
this always happen. Cool. We get to that later. We get to that
okay.
later.
We got the playlist ID later on.
All right.
And then
now
there's
go
a dispatch thing.
No, we don't need to mark this.
Yeah, dispatch is say that's already inside.
Yeah, we're gonna test the dispatch later, but we're not going to mark it. So go back to the playlist store spec file.
Okay.
What next? What else do we need to mark now? The playback store. So what else? What do you use on that one?
No, sorry.
It's fine.
What did I do? Playlist store and then playback store.
Yeah.
So I has this playback thing.
Is that the only thing you're using?
Probably yes. It's just an observable.
All right.
The whole
So
set.
all right, just so now it is an observable. What are you gonna use in your mark?
High res, I think.
No, it's gonna be like I'm talking about marking it. It's gonna be a replace subject.
Yeah, the replace subject. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So go ahead and do that.
Okay, playlist store spec. So here inside, I need to have something outside, which is the replace subject.
Yeah. Do you know the type of that playback?
Yeah, I know.
It's Spotify something, right?
No, it is playback state.
Really?
Wait. Yeah, of course. I just now it's mainly I was extend the Spotify thing. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
wow. Yeah, I extend the playback state with other stuff, just something I need.
Okay. So, but it's data, so it's gonna be that Spotify playback state, right? You grab the data outside of it. So on line 25 there, you grab the data.
You mean this one? Yeah.
So we just
okay.
Yeah, we need that type, the Spotify playback state.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's right.
Now this is interesting because I'm not sure, because you run into issue with importing type from Spotify. So I don't know if the test file is going to be happy.
No, that's fine. I think it's just because the inside the library always they set there was a line inside the TS. Lib. There was a type which is an empty array. So for some reason it just doesn't like work well with the other type.
I see. All right, that's fine.
So okay, let's go back to the spec.
Yeah.
Iconic what's it?
Mark
State?
Playback. Just mark
State.
playback. Do you want to state or whatever?
State maybe. Just,
Yeah, it's
just in there.
yeah.
Spotify API dot. Spotify
Is it-
Spotify API.
It's just Spotify, I think.
Yeah.
And then playback state.
Yes, that's the one.
Yep. Nice. And then we're
So
gonna initialize this replay subject on line 25.
oh what?
Initialize it
Oh okay.
or instantiate it. Sorry. Well, playback state.
Which is new replace subject.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, just one. Yeah, it's always gonna be one.
Yeah.
Now use that mark playback state for your mark playback store. So it's just an
Here,
object.
I just forgot. Is it like data? Is it?
No, just playback with the $sign.
Oh, okay, that one. Then just do mock by state.
Yep.
State as observable.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, now you have everything that you need. So
Mostly everything.
yep. Now the first thing that you're gonna do is to have a describe. So go down. So normally without Copilot, you're gonna instantiate your store on line 47 just like that.
47. This
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Oh.
So this is because we have on the mark already. We have all the dependencies that this playlist store needs. So we can just use we set up auto mark. We pass in that all of those dependencies. So we don't need a test bed. We instantiate the playlist store ourselves with a new keyword. So without Copilot, that's what you're gonna have to do.
Okay.
And make sure
Yeah.
because you have any type, so make sure it instantiate with the right order of the dependencies.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you need play API, this
playlist,
API, round
from-
store. All right, it's smart. Okay.
Yeah, Copilot's good.
Now on line 56, we're gonna have a describe.
Describe. Okay.
So inside the describe is gonna be initialized.
Initialize.
Yep. So the reason why we have a describe block for initialize, because sometimes in the playlist store inside of your constructor, you have stuff like when the store is initialized, you do something, you call an effect, or you fetch from like params and stuff like that. So something more than just a store being created will happen inside of initialize. So that's why we have a describe block, so that we can encapsulate all of the initialized logic inside of this block. Right, so the first thing you're going to do is we always test if the store has been instantiated correctly. So we do it. The test name will be should create instance. Obviously, you can use any test name you like.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be a function.
You like function or like
Just arrow function.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yep. Right, now inside here we're gonna call setup.
Setup.
Yep. After we call it, we have the store. We do expect store to be truthy. Right, we're just saying, hey, after I call setup, basically my store with all of these dependencies, it should be instantiated correctly. Now run it.
Okay. That is interesting. I never run test before.
Go to your package.json.
I think there's a command for test, no? But
You
I
should
just-
have
Okay.
that. Yeah, run that. You can actually, what is the name of the project of the playlist? Where the playlist store is being
I think it's like
inside of what?
wait, where do I see it? Project
The
JSON.
project.json? What,
Shouldn't.
it's gonna be web playlist data access. So go to your angular.json.
Oh, okay.
Go to angular.json.
Yes.
Look for that. Web playlist data access. Copy that
Yes.
name on line 60 there. Do npm do ng run. that name colon test. So that you only run tests of that project.
Actually, let me open it in a new one. It's look too small here.
I would just open up a new terminal completely, like an external terminal.
Outside.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. And next one.
It might fail because you have stuff inside of your playlist store constructor. There we go.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's see what the error is. We're gonna fix it.
So, in the selector util, is not assignable to. Wow, what is it?
Route URL is missing.
Oh wow. Playlist with raw.
So what is the selector util?
Okay. Kind of confusing. So I was calling something in the selector util, and then basically the type I pass in is not the type that what they were expected. Is it?
What selector util are you using inside your test file?
No, inside the test file. I think we don't.
No, I'm sorry. Inside your store.
Yeah.
What selector util are you using?
This one, no. It's loading. Get media play state. That's it. Don't think. Wait, that is a bit confusing now. So playlist store no spec. Select the 2 and 9. 69.
Like 69, yeah. What is that?
Eh? Oh, sorry. 69.
What is this one?
Get playlist.
Get playlist with route. Okay. Where are you using that?
Get playlist with raw. Oh, wait. It inside the playlist selector. Look, we don't test this file, no?
But we're not using that. We're not
using that inside this store thing. But inside.
Can you go back to the setup function inside the test file?
Okay, maybe we got something wrong. Playlist auto spec.
Yep. On line 46. Do mock store dot refresh state.
Store. Refresh it. Oh, this one?
Yep. All right, now let's rerun the test. This will be a watch mode, but I forgot. I usually run my test from WebStorm.
So there's a window to run the test, right?
Yeah. It's the same error.
It's the same one. Browse URL. So there's something that is dealing with this.
There's something wrong with the selector util. But you're not using that, right? You're not using. Oh, sorry. You're not using the selector at all inside your playlist store.
Let's see. Actually, let me bring this smaller a bit. So
there's a get media playing state.
That is probably fine though. Oh,
yeah, it should be.
It's kind of massive. So I take in an observable string or playback state.
No,
that's not the one.
Should be fine on this one.
Not the one. Select the util and then it's loading. I think it's probably fine because it just doesn't deal. Playlist track loading. This one is the one that we mock.
That's the one we mocked.
Let's go back and see. Playlist. There's too many stuff I forgot.
Actually,
already.
go to what we can do. What we can do is go back, go down to the live 46, comment out the store instantiated, like from live 48 to live 54, comment it out, and we run the test. So this one to make sure that the error is from the store or from the other things.
So it's not related to all of the mocks that we did. Let's see.
Yep, let's see.
No.
All right, so it's not related to the store. And let's try to figure this out. Go to the playlist store again. Why is it screaming the typing? This is the typing error. Can you go back to the selector util?
Does something.
Yeah, go to that file.
Inside. Okay,
Yep.
inside.
Scroll to the bottom.
Okay.
So it's saying get
Is it here,
playlist
right?
with route. Yeah, go to that. Get playlist with route URL. Why is that screaming? Say route URL
Let's
return playlist.
So we give in the list of playlists and then we return
Can we see the error again?
cost.
Yep. It's missing in type playlist object simplified. What is the playlist object simplified? Why did you use that?
Oh, I think is it like the map thing that we was mocking?
Is it?
So maybe the map mocking need to have additional stuff. I don't know, I guess. There's only one. Wait, go back to the store spec. Okay, so I think there's only one. What's the map? Do we did the map thing? No, no. I think we just scrub it.
Is this playlist slate?
Oh yeah. No. Why is?
Are you sure it is playlist slate? Like the one it is selecting. So what is that get playlist state? So go to that selector.
You mean inside?
No, go to that selector, like inside of the store file
go-
that you're
go
using.
Go back to the store. Play this store and then this is the playlist state, right?
Yeah. What is state?
Stage.
What is that selector?
It just take everything from the playlist state.
Let's see.
Go in, you see that there's a map of stream.
There's a map. Why do you take everything again?
Why do I take everything?
Yeah.
Actually, I think I only need the map, but
You only need a map. So you take playlist state of map.
and I just try to get it. Yeah. I can just I can technically take the map only. But
yeah, for some reason it's screaming the typing is wrong, which is kind of weird. List of user playlist response is not assignable to type playlist response with wrapped. Playlist object simplified. It's not assignable to type playlist with route URL. Yep, so
playlist with route URL. Which
yep,
is
for some
the same, but it
reasons.
just has an external URL. Actually, I forgot why I need all of that. Oh, okay, so get playlist.
So this one, it takes in the list of user, a playlist response.
And then it's give back this one, yeah.
Okay, playlist response with route. Yeah, I'm not
Which is-
sure. I'm not sure.
Which is
Let me use live share and move around.
okay. And in the same time, we can
Yeah.
into some question. So there's a import provider.
Playlist state. So we go to playlist state. Is that whole state?
Spy on.
It's kind of weird that you need that whole state.
Should we use spy on and also fake sequence it?
Those are playlist selector, get playlist state, create feature selector, playlist state, playlist feature key, playlist reducer. We have that initial state map of that. Let's use a playlist response. Select the util. Get playlist with route. Playlist with route. Where would you use it? Playlist with route.
What can go wrong?
Playlist state. Playlist state. Mark. Playlist state. Yeah, I'm confused. Like, why?
Because the error doesn't seem really related to the thing that we are trying to mock.
No, it's not. Get playlist
like-
with route URL.
Like, so can we know like which line in this spec file was wrong?
No.
Is it like designed like that, or do we like?
We can retry. We run the command with the verbose flag.
like dash the dash or
That's verbose,
that's weird.
and we might be able to get more information. All right, so nope, it's
No,
still
it's
the
the-
same error. Say it's not assignable to type playlist response with route. Why? Why is it screaming that way? Because you definitely take in the list of user playlist response, then you return that, but for some reason. Oh,
Oh,
I think I understand why. I think I understand why. It's your code that is wrong. Okay.
oh, okay.
Go to the selector util.
Oh wow, okay. Select the util
Yes.
inside.
All right. So the wrong thing here is that on line 58, the playlist is list of user playlist response. Right. So you're saying if I have playlist, then return this. If I don't have playlist, then return the playlist, which is wrong. You should return no instead. Or you need to return
Oh yeah.
the type playlist response with route, or make the route URL undefined or optional.
Oh, okay. I mean, but here they understand that in this use case it's just fucked up. Then
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's you need to return no, or you make the route URL optional. But I would return no here.
huh. Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
I think TypeScript is like intelligent enough to detect that here is cannot be anything else because
Yeah.
it doesn't pass the truth here. Okay. Is it gonna work now?
I think so. But yeah,
Maybe. Okay. Let's see.
hopefully, if it fails, then it's something that we can fix. All right, so now we have a different error. Let's see.
Wow. Local. Okay. That one is of course famous thing.
Is this inside of this file? Is what? Why do you have that service? We don't care about the service.
Oh. Don't ask me.
Wait, where are you using it?
Inside the local storage service? Inside the setting data access?
Wait,
That is weird. It start to throwing all of the error from
let's see.
different places.
Yeah.
I hope all of the people are
This
watching
is-
still stay.
This is kind of weird. Is this because of? Is this because of TypeScript screaming?
I have no idea. Maybe just we need to.
No.
Ah,
I mean,
wait. Is it like we need to provide an environment here, like you need to JS DOM or like Node or something?
oh fuck yeah.
Maybe when I
Right.
configure the like the library, I just didn't pay attention for that.
Shoot. I have no clue. I don't know. To be quite honest with you.
Because I said JS DOM is like the simulation of DOM in
Yeah, it doesn't really have local storage, right?
Yeah, so and if we just do Node, then maybe there's two options, right? When we create a library.
But hold on, there should be like a test setup function. Did you remove it?
Yeah, there's a
No, the file called test setup. So why don't you go ahead and try create a new library? Yeah, there's a test setup function that you might need that.
damn. Do I need it? Test it up. Oh, okay. So it is inside all of the Angular library. Okay, interesting.
So let's create a new file. Is your selected utils is not an Angular?
I guess so.
Probably.
I think at the beginning I was like all of the data access was all of the
all
Node
the
library.
data access is the Node library.
Seems like it's the Node library. How do we see it?
Check the Angular JSON. Oh, check the project JSON right there. Project.json. Library. Doesn't really have that information
Pass-
here.
Let's see, like comparing with the Angular
Yeah, let's compare with the Angular one.
one. Just make it open. Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't even have a type.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing look different. Here there's a lint HTML, but here doesn't have. So technically, it doesn't seem like it is the Angular lift.
Yeah. All right, now how do we pass it? Let me look it up. Let's Google. Let's just Google. Just local storage. And this is TypeScript.
Oh, okay.
And what's weird to me is that like we don't use local storage in the playlist store at all. So I don't think we need to mark it.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought like because we only test this library, the rest technically doesn't really matter, right?
Yep. However, let's do this. Let's do this. Find one of the test setup.
Uh-huh. Test setup.
Yeah, find one of them. For like feature UI. Yeah. Let's just copy that file and see how it's being used. Go to just config inside this file. Inside, yeah. So there's a test setup right there. So just copy the file and copy that line.
Into local storage thing here, right?
No, not here. Into the playlist store.
Into okay.
Yeah, because that's where we using the jest config.
So we just put it inside the source bit.
Source. Yep. Pass the test setup inside the source and update the jest config.js.
Okay. Damn, I think it should be somewhere here. Yeah. And then.
Yep. Yeah, grab that one. Open that one. Open that one.
Here. Somewhere.
And yeah, put it somewhere. And now try again.
Doesn't look like. Let's see.
Yeah, so because so when I work on Angular project, I always create my library with Angular library.
Yeah, I think it's much easier.
All right, same error. So that didn't work. Jesus Christ! Why?
How can we convert it into an Angular library now?
And that's a good question. I have no clue.
Just a sec. Give me a moment. I need to open the GIS.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Google. Just Google.
Yes, here. How to deal with local storage. Cannot be mocked or spied by jest. Oh, so even with JS, it doesn't work.
For Jest, TypeScript, local storage, reference.
Oh yeah, see. Inside the
Got it.
setup, look like it's the one. Let's see. That setup, this one, right? We just scrub it.
No, the global. Yeah, okay, there we go. Right.
All
See
of
if it
the
works.
tricky stuff. No.
Yeah.
No, wait. I think should it be here or it should be inside the one that has the logo? Oh wow.
Right now you have that Spotify API error.
Oh no chance. Okay.
But now it's all over the place too. This is annoying.
Play this track.
Yeah. So it's trying to basically TypeScript, trying to run the test using whatever TS config you have inside of the data access, a playlist.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're gonna have to provide a Spotify API to the tsconfig.test.json or tsconfig.spec.json or whatever JSON file is using. Yeah, tsconfig.spec.json. Can you add the types of Spotify API here?
Do we need it? I mean here. Oh, is it the type here? This? No.
Yeah, where you get the Spotify API type from?
It is from the type folder.
From the type folder.
Like, is it the same like this?
No, it's just Spotify. No, the types, you don't need the types there. Spotify.
Spotify. That's
Is
it?
it?
API?
I
No,
don't
it's
know.
like I mean, okay. I think it's like Spotify dash API.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Damn. Oh yeah, because on the list I just take out the type, maybe the whole array.
Let's see.
Then-
If
and then
it
here-
doesn't work, I think you can just use that like triple slash inside test setup again.
Yeah. Wow,
Right.
no,
Something else now.
what the hell is that? Unauthorized. No chance. Why
Oh,
is that
nice.
vulnerable?
Nice. Now it's actually the test error.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Right. So it's saying should create instance is false because component
Oh.
unauthorized model component is not resolved.
Okay. Interesting. I think maybe it's not the word.
Right, so now go back to the store. Why do you use this component? Where do you use this component?
In the UI store.
Wait, what? It shouldn't mess with the UI store. Why the playlist store?
Do I like
Why?
provide it? Like, I don't really call it somewhere else, no? Like, you search for it inside the nav bar, and that's it. I mean, it just doesn't really touch the global store though.
It should not be touching the playbook. Can we find where it's using that?
Okay, we look for this.
Actually, look for playlist. Go back to the playlist store. Why though? That's kind of weird. Playlist store. Playlist, not playback.
Sorry. Playlist.
Yeah.
Store.
Yeah. Right. Is there anything in here that touching the UI store at all?
No chance. I could tell you because no chance.
So let's see what let's see the stack trace. No, let's go to the bottom. No, keep going down. Keep going down.
Does it?
Which one is using like calling that and make it
So weird.
hold on. Set
Resolve
scope
component.
on. Let you run and wait for resolve component resources. Don't need that. Why do we need that? Package the core testing.
Authorize component.
Packages core testing. Can you go back to the go back to the spec file?
Sure. Playlist store. Playlist. What was it? Playlist store.
Yep, playlist store.
Spec.
Yep, just go to the top. Testing. Playlist tracks. Playlist store. NgRx store testing. It shouldn't mess with these though.
I don't think I even touched this thing inside here.
I mean, like you shouldn't even they shouldn't even have the component thing in here. We're not testing the component, right?
Yeah, it's so weird.
But we only run this file. There's only one test file in the data access playlist.
And yeah,
it should create instance of the store is wrong. Right, scroll down to, did we put back the instantiate of the store? We did.
This one? This.
Yeah, why? That's a freaking weird.
Try. Of course, now it still failed because it doesn't true T, but
yeah.
Let's see. So if the new thing here is like causing error, yeah.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. I hope people is still staying. It's like that's.
Yeah, it always happened. Can it fail? Yep, that's same thing again.
Same thing. So it doesn't really matter.
That I have no clue. To be quite honest with you, I have no clue why. And one thing we can try now. One thing we can try before we call it a day and like make like part 2 or something like that.
Yeah, of course.
Is to try with the NgNeat spectator package.
Oh. So we just go and like install it. Spectator.
Yeah, NgNeat.
Okay.
Just go ahead and install it.
Spectator npm. So for all of the questions, we will answer it in like 10 minutes time. I mean, that's just a few. So
In part 2.
and then we have another session. That's why unit testing is it's always something I never get into. I mean, I just never tried before, so you can do it maybe like when I start to write component, it should be much easier. I don't know, but seems like when we edit later on with a lot of stuff, it's making harder.
Yep.
So-
right now, with the nginit, we're going to import. So go ahead and have an import statement
In this file,
in the spec file.
the same right? Okay. Import what?
So let's just have an empty object there and do from. It's going to be from nginit spectator. It's jest.
Oh, JS. Okay.
Yep. So we're going to need to create service factory. We need spectator service. It's going to be uppercase spectator service. Yep. Right now on line 15. On line 15, instead of the store, it's going to be spectator service, and then the type of the store,
Playlist
the
store.
playlist store. Yeah. Right, we're gonna have instead of the setup, we're gonna have a not instead of, just have a const create service.
Inside or outside? Okay. Create service. Wow.
Where you type, okay.
So it's just like an arrow function.
No, it's gonna be create service factory.
Let's create service factory. Oh,
Yep, and then you pass in an object.
something.
Right, there's a service property. It's gonna be of type playlist store. Pass in playlist store.
So the
No,
type.
the type. Yep, the class. Right. So now, what you need, you need the providers. This providers will be your dependency of the store. So you can do go ahead and import mock provider.
Inside the same thing.
Yep, mock provider, and do mock provider, call mock provider.
Provider.
Yep, and it's gonna be playlist API service. Basically, the 5 thing that you're gonna mock. Yep, and you pass in the value is that mock APIs that you create in the setup.
API player API service. Okay. Do for the rest, right? So
Yep, do it for the rest.
Playlist API service.
Oh, you have player. You
That's
have
right.
playlist twice.
Player,
So one is
playlist.
player, one is playlist.
Player API service.
Yep.
Playlist. Then mock provider of
Yep, of the store.
wow. Now it's start to be very intelligent.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
right.
Oh wow, see. Ah
Nice.
nice. I didn't guess. Oh, okay, so
No.
now it's wrong. Now it's the
You need the
Playback
store. You had the
Oh,
playback
right.
store already.
okay, so I need the store. Actually, what do I call it? Just a sec.
No, the store.
No,
Just the
but
store.
like, I know what to cook. I forgot why do I import it. Like store like NgRx, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But now the create service, basically in your setup function, you have to bring this create service inside your setup function.
Oh, I need to bring it up. Actually, how do I open it? No, this. I also just forgot the whatever.
Yep. So yeah, online 66 pass that create service online 66. Basically, after everything has been marked.
Okay, so just do. Is it create service? I forgot the name. Create service.
No. The thing that you just type, the cons create service.
That's it.
Wait, where's the create service? You have to bring the
Oh.
create service inside of the setup function.
Oh, it need to be inside. Oh,
Because you mark everything inside of here.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. It's on top.
No.
No.
After you mark everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's gonna be the same as if I just okay, whatever. Okay, get it.
So now instead of the store, you have that service. What do you call that? Spectator, right? Spectator. So you have spectator equals create service.
Spectator dot.
No, equals create service.
Oh, create service.
Yes.
This.
Yes, and call that function, and
Oh,
that's it.
but-
Remove
Okay,
that service. Yep,
Okay.
and remove the store new playlist store. Now instead of expect the store, you would do expect spectator dot instance, I think, or dot service. Yes, try that. If this doesn't work, then
we call it.
we're gonna have to take another day and have another store created with the Angular library schematics. Yeah.
No, Chan, that is so weird.
Yeah, that seems weird. I never ran into this before. To be quite honest.
Not sure if I was like importing stuff from all over places, but this should not be here. I mean, maybe if another issue is gonna be easier to understand instead of this model component. Okay, so
Right. So I mean, let's just do you have component store playground project? We can just use the GitHub. Okay, here. So if you go to the workflows folder.
oh, here.
Go to feature. Go to details.
Details.
Source. Lib. Store.
Store.
Go to the detail store. Spec. Not the other one. Yep. So here, let's just show. So here is the using the spectator with jest. So it's the same thing, right? I have the mock service. I have the route, and then I have the create service factory right there. And then I mark my workflow service. I mark my activated route. So basically, what we've done on your side. Then scroll down to the before each. So inside the before each, we say spectator create service. Right? And then we grab the mark service, we grab the route, and all that. Right now, keep going. Go to describe. Go down to the describe. There's an initialize there, and they say should create. So basically, that's what we're doing right there. We're saying, hey, spectator.service should be created correctly.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we just say, hey, on initialize. If you go to the detail store, in the constructor, I call initialize effect. So that's what I'm testing as well. Right, now go back to the spec. See, I say should call.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Where is it?
Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll up a little bit. So right there. So in here, I'm saying should call service.item with route workflow ID. So my route is my params has been marked with a workflow ID of 1. So here I just say, hey, subscribe to this. I take 1, and then I expect the marked service.item function is called with that workflow ID. And if you go back to the store, go back to the detail store again, you see that on line 101, the this.service.item is called with the workflow ID. So that's what I'm testing. So I'm just testing the item function gets called. So that's how you basically test the constructor. Right now, go back to the spec. Now here on line 74 again. So on line 74, after I test like service items gets called, now I test the VM should emit the initial value. So here with us, this is where we're using the ObservableSpy. So I spy on the VM observable. I call the get values, and then I expect that value to equal this object, basically my marked VM.
Get VM. Where is this function?
Yeah. So this just return that whole thing. If you scroll up, can you scroll up? Scroll up a little bit.
Oh yeah, 1 here, right?
Yep. See that? See this item function? I mark that item function to return an observable with ID 1, name foo, right? And then if you scroll back down to the test, right there, see on line 78, I expect my workflow to have ID 1, name foo. So exactly what I marked to my service call.
The workflow you pass in, where is it? Like the route param, the route here should be something, no? You need to pass one in somewhere.
I mark it. So scroll up. Keep going.
Oh, here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see it now.
So let's call it. Let's stop here, and then we will do it another day, and we will prepare better.
Yeah, of course. I think.
I mean, we're on the right track here, and I think this is an interesting test. It's just a bunch of things outside of we don't have time to investigate right now.
Yeah.
So
course, yeah.
So there's a question. Guan Hui say anything related to authentication, maybe a reason to show that is not really authentication stuff. We unit testing the playlist store. So this is I'm not sure why it's happening, but it should not be concerned with any other stuff outside of playlist store. Basically here is not it doesn't have anything to do with rendering. We're testing a service. So
that is worth talking about it because I only inject it inside.
I mean, yeah, there's really no reason why that component.
No, but this function may be like, oh, there's a interceptor. So probably I will not. Yeah, there's only 2 places. I not inject it inside other store. So
yeah, it shouldn't be.
Yeah,
it should
not be. It should not be. So
this is we testing the business logic. And why you choose Jest instead of Jasmine? NX comes with Jest by default.
Yes.
I work at work. I'm using Jasmine, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit too. But at work, I'm using Jasmine. If you want to check out testing with Jasmine in Component Store, check out the link. I'm gonna give Trung my link. Basically, it's that YouTube live stream I think last week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Last week.
That's what I'm using Jasmine for that one.
And
as in the Facebook group.
yeah, I think easier. But the pipe concept here is what, like from an observable point of view or an angular pipe?
Yeah, is this a pipe from observable or the angular pipe, right?
Yeah, it's two different things.
Yeah, right. It's kind of failed today because we run into these issues. But hopefully we have something better next time.
Sure. This last one.
Maybe you need a new component, and then you need a new component store. Yeah, that's extremely weird. Like, why? Why don't you like push that to a branch? I'm gonna pull and try to see if it's like VS Code or if it's like WebStorm kind of thing.
Okay, sure. I'll push it.
Yeah, push it to the branch and then let me know.
Okay. Sure, I'll do it. And the last one.
Yep.
Should we use Spy-on? And also, that's one I have no idea.
Yep. So it depends. Even though if you use Spy-on, the thing is because in the test file we don't have that instance yet. Let's say player API service, we don't really have that instance yet. Right? We how do I say this? So when the playlist store is created, that's when these instance gets created or get injected by Angular inside the store file. Now in the spec file, until we instantiate the playlist store, we don't have those instances. That's why we're marking with like jest.function. And if you don't have if you don't mark with jest.function, you might not be able to spy on later. What I use spy on is I usually use spy on for like console log, right? Those, and you cannot mark those. Or you spy on the window, you spy on like a static function, like selector util. There's some static function in there, so you can spy on selector util, and then you spy the static function, because you cannot really mark a static function because it's not being injected. So that's why we're using jest function. That's how you spy or mark a function, then you spy on later. If you're trying to spy a function that is not jest, not function, jest will give you an error saying that it cannot be spy or something like that. This is a little bit different than so inside of Jasmine. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Inside of Jasmine.
Let me stop.
Yeah, share screen. Component store demo. And so inside of Jasmine, you can just create spy object. So inside in the Jasmine object, there's a create spy object, and then you pass in an array of methods. So on the router, we know the router has the navigate method, right? We can just pass in navigate. So if this is the equivalent to mock router.
I think you need to zoom in a bit. It's kind of a bit small.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 24. That. So it's in Jasmine, we have create spy object. We pass in the name of the object, and then we pass in an array of method that we want to spy. So this will be equivalent to this ingest. Right. And later on, what we can do is spy on. Oh, we don't have to do spy on. We can just do mock router dot navigate like that to have been called. You can just do that, which is right here. So we can just expect the spy. This has already been spied. However, there's like this one, the dispatch on the mock store, because the mock store we're using get mock store, like somebody is spying this for us. We're using something else. That's why we have to, after we create a mock store, we will spy on the mock store, the dispatch function. So these two goes hand in hand. If we were to do mock store, then we do Jasmine, create spy object, we do store name, and we want to spy the dispatch function. So if we were to create the whole mock store ourselves, then we can do that. But then because we don't do that, we do use get mock store. It has more functionality of the global store. So we get the mock store and then we spy later. So this is when you use spy on, or you use something like spy on console object, and then you spy on the log method. So let's say you have a console log, or you have a console error, right? And then we can just do expect. And this is, we call this like spy console log, not console error. And then do spy console error to have been called with your error message, something like that. So when you use spy on, is something that you do not mock, or you cannot mock. That's when you spy on. Or you spy on the actual store. That you can spy on your store. Maybe like select user effect. You can spy on that. Okay? And then you can expect that. However, I very rarely spy on the method of the class that we're testing, because we actually need to test the implementation of that instead of spy. Right? That basically makes sense. As we're going to test let's store the select user effect anyway, which is right here, right there. We actually call it with an ID, and then we test what happened when we call select user effect with 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really make sense to spy select user effect. So that's it. Something else to point out.
Yep. I hope it answered your question.
But then you see on Jasmine, we have the type spy object and stuff like that. So when I work with Jasmine, I worked with Jest before Jasmine, and then I switched to Jasmine. Now I forgot Jest.
Okay, sure. Thanks for the input, and we do another part 2 in the upcoming weeks.
Yep, let's do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can just you need to have like a new component store or new feature.
Yeah, maybe it's easier, but when we like test and break the code, the old code, and maybe that is the sign for code refactoring or something. Anyway, thanks Chau for joining.
Yeah, let's try. Let's pick something. We can talk offline. Let's pick something, refactor it. Let's pick one of the data access and change that to an Angular library, and then refactor it.
Yeah, good idea. Yep, we do it. Then thanks everyone for joining. It's been a long live stream today. I thought it's gonna be like an hour or so, but
setting up takes an hour already.
Yeah. So when you like need to build a feature and then you need to write tests, just do a long buffer for the time.
I mean, testing has helped like me and my team a lot at work, because without testing we wouldn't be able to move fast.
Yeah, and the reason I think testing is helpful, if anyone is still wondering why, is because if you need to ever refactor some part of code and there's a test coverage,
Yeah.
you do it with confidence.
Or you add, let's say inside of your store, right? The store has the state. What if now you add a new state and then you add a new effect that's going to change the state of your store? You're going to have to test that effect. Without a testing, you're not sure if that new effect, how it's gonna play nice with the old effects or existing effects.
That's true. It's like there's a lot of use case we just keep forgetting. It's like if there's no like gut anywhere, we just like introduce bug like without intentional to do it. So having testing is really help, and we do a next one soon. Thanks guys for joining, and happy weekend.
Yep. Bye.